the reason why we're advocating for young people is the gap.
Right.
It's the gap. We must never forget that there's a gap to where the rest of the world is and where we are.
Right.
You need a sprinter.
Right.
If there's a gap in a race, any athlete will tell you, I need a sprinter who's going to close the gap.
Absolutely.
Then we continue with the race.
Right.
So what we're saying is that sprinter is not them. That sprinter is young people.
Absolutely.
Let's get the sprinters on board.
Completely agreed. When you mentioned earlier, when I was giving the example, thinking that the government built the app that is helping us know when electricity is off, one of the things that you mentioned is they sent email. Was that effective? I mean, is that an effective strategy from the government?
Definitely not. And I think, there was a young entrepreneur that, well, he's not that young, but he's young, that saw that as a problem. And that app is called Eskom's Push.
Right.
And he wanted to call it Eskom's Boost as a swear word to the government to say, how dare you, Eskom, put us in this position? And it's now called Eskom's Push.
Oh.
And that app was that young person who created a business to say, whenever they release these emails, I'm going to take them forth and put them into the app, and the app will be able to keep track of what's going on. So everybody looks at that app. Now, what the government then did is they said, because we have an issue, people don't look at emails, but they're looking at the app.
Yeah.
Let's stop telling them the truth. So now Eskom now lies about the stages because they're afraid that everybody's seeing what they are doing. And as a result of that, it will register in the people's mind psychologically that this is failure. So they now say you're in stage 6. Meanwhile, you're in stage 10. You're in stage 11. Meanwhile, we're approaching a blackout. So there's that rhetoric of also playing around with South Africans. And it's the government basically saying they're stupid enough they won't be able to tell. And that's the nature of our government, that it treats our people as idiots to say, oh no, we can push them. We can do much more, And it's the same nature that Hitler used, by the way, to rule in his day. He kept stretching them with unreasonable demands, knowing that human beings are vulnerable people.
Right.
And he took advantage to the point where it had to take the whole international community to say, what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
But he never stopped. So we're saying, here we have an enemy of the people. We need to put an end to them in 2024 before they stretch us more. Because what they are going to do after this, if they win again, they're going to realize that human beings can take it. We gave them COVID, we gave them load shedding, we dug graves for them. Unemployment was at a high, they were raped, they were murdered, and they voted for us. Then they'll say, I wonder what else we can do, and let them vote for us. Because remember, Hitler kept on doing that to his people. Every time he gained more power, he kept becoming more unreasonable. More, because he realized that human beings are stupid to keep voting for the same thing, even though they're not getting the results. And that's what the government has been doing. They've been realizing that, these people, we can keep stage 1. Okay, there's no riot. Stage 2, load shedding. Okay, they're not burning down the streets. Stage 3, okay, they're still calm. Stage 4, they're only creating Twitter memes. Stage 5, they're still just chatting about it. Stage 6, nothing's happening. Up until they get to blackout stage, because to them, they're aware that human beings can stretch, can stretch. And the worst part about this all is that just before elections, they bring back electricity, and human beings are quickly to forget. So what we're doing is, now that we are here, we need to make sure that we do not forget. We can't afford to forget, because the moment we forget, they're going to come back into power and they're going to stretch us even more.
Disrupt yourself or be disrupted with Nikki Verd, a kick-ass author, international keynote speaker, digital knowledge amplifier, and a voice for those who yearn to reinvent themselves. Disrupting yourself is the key to progress and growth in the world of disruptive technologies.